to help you plan your day, or what exactly do you hope to achieve with therapy writing? My people, that's the last row. Please come forward. Please, are you with us? You're not with us. Okay. You're against us then.
So basically, I use it to analyze my feelings and process my feelings as well. Was I angry? Was I happy? Was I sad? Was I overreacting at any point? Did I do something wrong? Those kind of things. So that's what I use it to analyze.
How do you relax? Personal experiences. How do you relax?
How do I relax? I just sleep.
You just sleep?
I just sleep. Maybe I just walk around, take fresh air, or listen to music.
I also sleep as well.
Okay, I sleep or I listen to music. Yeah. Gloria. How I distress. I don't know, I just move on the next day, like, oh, go away. Yes.
So music, sleeping, arts and crafts, find something to do, anything at all, yeah. Something I'd like to do, yeah.
For me, I have a lot of ways. Yeah, usually it's either watching a movie, reading fiction, or the usual sleep. Yeah. Or like just hanging out, talking with friends about anything. Yeah.
Okay, for me, I like to talk to my favorite person. Yes. Oh, don't come on.
I'm Josephine. Sometimes I like to walk around and sometimes I sing just to, yes.
I like to listen to music and then play football. Yeah. Or watch music you use. Anything concerning music. Yeah.
Well, I like to listen to music and read fiction. Yeah.
Listen to music.
So the question is how sorry. So my name is Carlin Majoriafia. Yeah. And normally I like to write my stress away. Or my stress away. And then yeah, and sleep. Sleep is very important. I like to sleep too. Yes.
And please, my name is Ethel Efie Bafo. Ethel Efie Bafo. Yeah. I like to listen to music, and then sometimes I braid hair, either for myself or for others. Yeah. I like to listen to music.
I also like to listen to music, watch TikTok, Netflix.
So I like to exercise and then watch crime channels. That's it.
I like to watch movies, cooking shows, listen to music, dances till I drop, and then I sleep.
Okay. So almost everybody likes to do something creative to relax, whether you realize it or not. No? It's either you are giving out creativity or you're consuming creativity. You realize that? Hello, sir. Please, this is the last row, so... it's either you are giving out creative energy or you're consuming creative energy. Oh, please, are you with us? Yeah. Yeah, please, there's a seat. Yeah. One of our VIPs just arrived. So, yeah. Please, we're just talking about how we relax, how we de-stress. So you tell us your name and how you de-stress. When you're done, I'll tell you mine.
Okay, so I am Emmanuel Kufia PJ, alias Berma Bakope.
Berma Bakope. How do you de-stress?
I sleep.
You sleep?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. How many of us sleep when we are stressed? How many of us sleep to de-stress? No, we'll come to you. I like that part. Get ready. We're coming to you. Specific sleep. Now, so you realize that you are either giving out creative energy or you're consuming creative energy. Are you here? Stress is also a form of energy. And so you're trying to replace it with a different... Please, have you told us what you do to distress? Oh, okay. Ampa. Hey, Jim. My people, so you realize that stress in itself is a certain kind of energy. It's bad energy, like we call it. Bad energy, so you want to replace it with something else. When you're sad, you want to listen to some music to douse it. You want to read something nice. You want to have some odoko mokakara. Who likes to cook when you're stressed? Now, when I'm stressed, I like to cook. Yeah. When I'm not cooking, I like to drive. Yeah, drive. Play shooting games or go to the shoot paintball like proper. Yes. You have a question?
So when you say stress, is it different from tiredness?
You see, the number 4 that we have come in. 1, 2, I'm stressed. 3, 4, I'm stressed. So anything that takes you out of your comfort zone, anything that wears you down. You've had a long day. So he says, I've had a stressful day. Well, I'm talking to lawyers. What I'm to for. So I've had a stressful day, I've had a long day, I've had a hard day. So it could just be tiredness, but not just tiredness as in tiredness from exerting yourself to a specific task. Do you get my point? I've been in class the whole day, and I've been reading, I've had quizzes, too much going on in my head space. At the same time, I just got news that my favorite uncle is not feeling too good. So you're dealing with a lot of things at once. How do you just calm all that energy? Or how do you deal with all that negative energy? Or you're just sad. There are days when you don't feel like stepping out. So you simply want to do things you love. And you realize that almost all these things are creative. When you're in the gym, what do you like to do? Punch, skip, lift, punch. You realize there's a rhythm to how you punch. Is there not? That's it right there. Those of you who sleep, you dream. Most of the time you dream, no? Hello? You dream. Yeah. Sometimes you might not be stressed, but sometimes you consume creative energy or give creative energy as a means of escapism. You know what escapism is? Just to get out of reality. Sometimes you consume or you give out creative energy just to do that. Now, when I was in UG, I used to do something, level 100. So medical students, they had the down beds. So I'll stand on a chair and load music on my phone. While I'm playing the music, I'm just like this now, and I'm reading, and things is going. By the time the playlist would have ended, Charlie Yapon. So you think I'm kidding, but Charlie Messi and DAV, I'm done. And it was to help me get the book, what? Straight up in here. Are you here? So we resort to creative energy to do these things. Now, I want to talk more about giving out creative energy. That is creative writing. But it will stem from things like creative thinking, creative feeling, creative assessment. That is how we can come out with creative writing, creative speaking, creative analysis. Please, are we making progress? Are we okay? Now, what do I mean by creative feeling or creative, taking things in a very creative way? Creative thinking. So it gives us creative outputs. Now, all the energies we feel, good, bad, want to come out in a certain kind of way. When you are angry, how do you express it? Yeah. see you're shouting. What's the name again? Pardon me. When Michelle is angry, she shouts. When you're angry, what do? Pardon? You don't like to get up, but when you do, once in a while, be like you're almost there, what do? You talk or you cry. When you're angry, what do? You cry. My dear, when you're angry, what do? Cry. Please, that's the last row. Please come forward. Yeah. When you're angry, how do you express it? If someone makes you angry, you choose to walk away. Are you here? When you're angry, you just stay very quiet. Otherwise, you might be forced to punch somebody. Good. Now, when you're angry, check that emotion. That emotion might want you to do something on a regular you wouldn't do, or say something you're not supposed to what say. So why don't we channel that energy into written word? Are you here? Can we harvest that energy and write it down? Somebody wants to keep a diary. So if we all kept diaries, I was going to help you to transform your diaries into beautiful poetry or whatever art form it is. Please, you tell us your names and how you de-stress.
My name is Gloria. Yeah, and when I'm so stressed, I try to keep cool, listen to music or sleep. Yeah. Oh.
Okay, so I'm Barbara. So when I'm distressed, I sleep or do something that I find entertaining. Listen to music. Sleeping. I think I'll end there.
My people, please pay attention. So you realize that what happened has evoked a certain kind of emotion, which is anger. We're dealing with anger for starters, which is anger. How I choose to express my anger could either benefit me, us, or... Oh, my people, please, that's the last row. Yeah, please. These two. We have 2 empty seats here, just for you. People, please, the chairperson and the special guest of honor just arrived. Please, you tell us, you're welcome. Are you calm or you want to calm down a bit? You want to calm down a bit, okay. So the emotion we're dealing with is now anger. How do we channel anger? A punch, scream, shout, cry. Somebody wants to sleep. Somebody even gets to alcohol, drink. Somebody wants to drive. Somebody wants to binge. Are you here? When I'm angry, I'd rather write. Can we make it a point to try that? You realize then that writing becomes therapy. Because if you punch somebody, they say there's freedom of expression. Freedom after expression is not guaranteed. Hello? I beg you, I'm not a lawyer. Freedom of expression after, is it guaranteed? No. So, elect your words carefully. So instead of that outburst, I would rather channel it into creative writing. Or even if I need to tell you something that is so hurtful, something you really need to hear, how about make it in such a way you will never forget in your life? That is also a very good thing to do. Sometimes people need to hear the things they need to hear, but they need to hear it in a classic way they can never forget. So that any day they dream of trying that, they remember, the last time I tried this, something happened, at least just for that reason. So let's introduce ourselves to creative writing, stemming from creative thinking, creative feeling, and all of these things. When you're happy, what do? You scream and all of that. In a little while, when you're calm, you realize that all that energy is gone. You've lost the joy, you've lost the hurt, you've lost the pain, you've lost the anger. It's gone for free. That was a very good opportunity to channel into something you could have written. My people, on my way here, I sat in a boat. The driver felt disgruntled from last night because somebody accused him of stealing their phone they left in his car. he was going to get to their house, pick a bottle of schnapps, and start calling all the curses he could from some minor gods, because the main god was not going to give him an immediate connection. Drizzled a little bit on my way there. I was going to see the High Commissioner to South Africa. When I got to the gate, security was like, "What is your name?" "My name is Nana Asasi." Closes the door, comes back. "From where?" "Just tell them Nana Asasi." Closes the door, comes back. "Please, I need to talk to somebody before I turn to her." "Nana Asasi." "Just say Nana Asasi." "Okay." Comes back, opens the door. "Please, you can come in." "Hello, you're enjoying the story." My people, are you here? What would it cost me to put this down? Just from my experience I've had this morning. Are you here? So please, maybe we should start that habit. I know as lawyers we write a lot. Please let us think of how to channel emotions into writing. So let's talk about sources of creative ideas then. We mentioned that we consume creative energy or we give out creative energy. I would like us to focus on us giving out creative energy. So sources of creative ideas, whether you want to write, you want to sing. You realize that in the shower you are the best singer. When you're in the shower, you like your voice. I know so. Yeah, but the moment you join the choir, no, then something will happen. Be like the mic. Yeah, there's always something about that. When you're with yourself, Charlie, no. When you appear at the prayer meeting, yes, to be that somebody is bringing up, or immediately you have to calm down. Otherwise, you try the Holy Spirit from that gathering. Please, what is your name? How do you de-stress? And then we'll talk about sources of creative ideas.
I'm Juliet. I'm Juliet.
You like to watch movies?
My name is Lisa. Yeah. And when I'm stressed, I like to sleep. Yes.
My people, sources of creative ideas. We just learned about emotions. Our emotions are a good source of creative ideas. When you're writing a tribute, where does the feeling stem from? Your emotions. It's because you're sad. When you're writing a eulogy or a citation, oh, somebody we're honoring our patron, or our rector, something. Where does it come from? That appreciation, your emotions. Sally, are you here? Are we on course? So your emotions now become that to put that piece of writing together. You've been given a case study where you're supposed to defend, Hello, sir. Okay. You need to defend a widow against some family members who want to take stuff. Immediately you start getting angry. Are you here? Anna, as lawyers, sometimes you have some of these case studies that you need to deal with. Immediately you begin to feel that kind of emotion behind the brief as it's being read, or you don't feel it. It doesn't happen to you. I sit down, I listen to the news, and sometimes I get crazy. So you realize that whatever you're going to be putting down as a defense lawyer is stemming from the emotions evoked in you by the brief you were given. If I'm wrong, tell me. Okay. So you're home. You're in your room. You have your privacy to yourself. You don't know what happened. Somebody's doing bang, 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 bang. Hello, please, who's there? Master, come out. Maybe it's your dad. Daddy, meanwhile, your younger son, Daddy, he's not even listening. If you're not overly patient, you might retort. Who has ever done that? You have done that. Who else? You have done that. Yeah, you might just burst out. Where did that come from? Where did that come from? It didn't come from the fact that the person is your dad. It came because somebody was telling you something you didn't want to hear. They were projecting something negative, some negative energy onto you. Are you here? So your emotions become one source of creative ideas. Your thoughts, another source of creative ideas. Now, somebody says, I'm inspired by nature. When I'm stressed, I want to walk. Where are the walkers? Where are the walkers? So when you're stressed, you want to walk. Why do you want to walk? Just because you want to count your steps. 1, 2, 3. Why do you want to walk?
I just like the nature, the air, yeah.
Me that wait for the next day.
So you like the walkers?
It just helps me relax. Yeah. I mean, just being around nature, like the yeah.
Please, where are the walkers? Who else likes to walk? Those who have been sleeping, you come with your breeze.
Yeah, sometimes I just like to feel the breeze and.
Somebody likes to feel the breeze. Please, any other walkers? So you realize that when you get into nature, you have to let myself. Yes. Don't worry, I'll tell you what we're talking about. So you tell us your name and what you do to distract. Hello, sir. Please, that's the last row. That's the last row, I beg. That one is outside the lecture hall. How do you distress? So you tell us your name and how you distress. Yeah.
So I respond to the name, Miss Jessica Zizé, and mostly Miss Jessica Zizé. Zizé, yes, and mostly I like to play music to release stress.
Hello. Please, my name is Sandra Lamba. Yeah. Mostly, I like to clean around.
Yeah. My name is Fiesu Princess. Fiesu Princess. I watch movies.
My name is Reginald Opoku. I listen to Playboy Carti too.
Okay. Please, what's your name? What do you do to de-stress?
My name is Gisela, and it's not one thing, depending on the kind of stress I'm feeling. Okay, so I like to make jewelry. When I'm creating things, it takes my mind off the negative things and brings out positivity when I create things that make me happy. Next thing is I like ice cream because it's something sweet. It brings out some feeling of goodness when I take it. Then, okay, I love listening to music, but classical music because it's calming, and even throughout the day when I'm driving or when I'm moving, it's part of me because I don't know when the challenge is going to hit me, so I want to be ready, feeling calm every day, and then when it hits, I don't really see it. Yeah.
I like that.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Winifred. So what I do to distress myself, first of all, I like to sleep a lot. So I'll just sleep. And also, I like to dance and then, sing as well. So I'll be doing all these things to and then talk a lot. Yeah, I'll find someone to talk to and all that, yeah.
Please. The talking, no, there are categories. But you will be there, no. She likes to talk to her favorite person, not just, don't come. Oh, dear, the trip.
Okay, so mine, normally I do a lot of things. I mean, to like having fun. So I watch Big Brother Naija a lot. So yeah, so I'm actually coming there. Yes, I'm getting there. So I have friends who are also interested in, yes, Big Brother Niger. So Miss Gisela can attest to that. So I'll always call them, and they will be just I will be talking to them about that. So yeah.
All the singers, get ready. You give us a song when you're stressed out. My people, so we realize that we're talking about sources of creative ideas. We've already spoken about our emotions. So instead of punching, you want to write it. If it leaves you, so I say every emotion is like the anointing. Once it leaves you and you don't use it for what it's supposed to be used for, it's gone. Let me give you a nice example. So man of God is in the spirit. You have a patient who is dealing with some situation that doctors can handle. What's the doctor's report? Okay. Now, man of God, I'm out of the spirit. I'm eating my banku. And then you run to me with the same patient. People, it's not that the man is not anointed. At that point, thank you very much. It will take a lot of energy to get into that mode. Can you imagine we're at home and somebody comes in and annoys all of us? And then I get so angry. My little sister's wedding, this decor person wanted to play games with decor. I'm one of the calmest you would meet, but that day I was on fire. A little bit of it, like bear 20 or baby. Uncle be brave. It's like, oh, you should calm down, you should do this. I was like, people, I'm not a prophet. Tomorrow by this time, this person will do something else and everybody will be annoyed and I wouldn't even know how to feel. True to my word, less than 24 hours later, he goes to church and Ali rubbishes the whole place. Everybody is furious. And I entered him. And I was like, okay. The that one is bad. So I didn't know how to get back into that original space. So once that emotion leaves and you do not capture the moment, you've lost it. Another source of creative ideas is nature, interacting with nature. Somebody enjoys the breeze, somebody just enjoys aromas. Somebody likes to see the things, somebody likes to listen to bird music. I have a tree in the middle of the house, has a lot of birds. Wake up in the morning and the first thing I do is get a video and I post, good morning, my neighbors. And you hear the birds, do all of that. My people, so getting into nature also is beautiful. How many of you swim? Underwater is one of the best places to think if you've not tried it. It is. Please, access to water is as simple as pouring water in your bucket, getting into the shower, fetching the water, and pouring it on yourself. Please, let's not stretch the matter. Are you here? Are you here? When you're in the shower, you hear the sound the water makes? That pitter-patter sound. You hear it? Please, that is a beautiful energy to pick on. Who has ever ridden on a trotro? Trotro. So, Miss Edda, my foot trotro, you know, I see trotro. When you sit in a Trotsky, before the mate starts to put the rap on the beat, listen to the beat. So you hear the engine, a Trotsky going from 37 to Usu. The type where you look on the gear lever, you can see the ground. You hear the engine going. When you sit in the back, you hear the windows. Very beautiful music. And then when you scroll the gauge, so let's put all of these together and then you hear, Charlie, add all of these things. I call it trotro music. I don't let any moment go. Look, my critics, I don't let anything go by. Because I'm going to be in traffic. I'm going to be sweating, stressed. Charlie, there's no AC in that Trotsky. You know what I mean? Yeah. The pace at which is going to be moving. So I need something to make my ride worthwhile. And so I remember this particular moment. The Trotsky was blue. People, are you here? So at that moment, what am I doing? I'm taking in that surround. That is how I'm able to give you this example today. Can we try another example? Who likes Kinky? Kinky. I call it comic connections. Who likes Kinky? Who likes MPC? Who likes Wachi? I'm waiting for you to raise your hand. Yes, what will make you raise your hand? Yeah, I like Gary Soakins. It's my favorite thing. Okay. You like Kivu, eh? Kivu, Gary. Which one? The 3-in-1, or there's some other one be with some this thing be. Okay. Yes. Kinky. Let me start with a kinky example. No, watches or gobe. Thank you. For the sake of remember for phone. So my started gobe and why? Gobe, the whole movement, I beg you. Charlie, so gobe. Try gobe. Do you understand? Try gobe. That is a trick. When you're buying gobe, 1, 2, 3. Try gobe. Die cocoa. 2 pieces of cocoa. Oleo. It's open go cacao also. So somebody goes to stand by the gobe woman. Try cocoa. No, try gobe. Die cocoa. Oleo. And the woman understands what the young. Mommy, please, that's the last seat to this one. Where's Cyril? Cyril, right? Cecil is seated. That's the last seat. Please, you have your special seat here. Here. Yeah, that's our keynote speaker. Please. Yeah. Yeah, our keynote speaker and 2 other guest speakers. Please join us here. My people, are you here? Now, who can smell the beans already? Who can smell the cocoa? Who can smell the palm oil? With a little ginger. Please, who can? The Gary has not even been mixed yet. So now it makes a little bit of Gary. That was me, no. People, hello. You can literally smell it, can you? You can literally see it. You can literally even. Why? There's no gobe in this room. But immediately your mind can go there. Your taste buds can go there. My people, your imagination is one of the best escapes, one of the best sources of creative ideas. Your imagination. You don't pay for it. Free. You can roam and roam and roam and roam and roam. Travel to different places of the world just by letting your mind wander off. Please don't let it just be fantasy. You can actually make a lot of money from your imagination writing. Please, are we taking note? Imagination also is a good source of creative ideas. Are you here? Now, what is the point in reinventing the wheel when people have done it over and over and over and over? And so other people's works can inspire you. What is the point in creating your own song when somebody has sung very beautiful music you can just lie down and listen to? But while you listen, you might hear a line that stays with you. Who has a favorite line from a song? Any witnesses in the house? Anybody with a particular line, be that they like from a particular song, they wish you could loop parts so that it plays and plays and plays and plays. Cricket, so you have one. Okay.
Mine says every day is a glorious day. Okay, so it's a gospel song. Yeah. Okay, so it's a choir. Yes, Love World Choir. Yeah.
Any more? A favorite line from a movie?
Game of Thrones. Yeah. What do we say to the god of death? Not today.
So it's a book, Wuthering Heights, and yes, whatever our souls are made of, his and mine are the same.
So, Beauty and the Beast. When they were playing in the snow, you remember when they finally started to born? Da 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 da, 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 da 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 da. But she has never looked at me that way before. People, are you here? That part has stayed with me for a long time. Anybody else? Favorite line from any movie? Who has seen The Terminator? I'll be back. Are you here? So that line can inspire you not to write in similar fashion or create in similar fashion. It might inspire you to write something else. So, Atukwe Okai writes logoligi logarithms. Eyi Akwa writes anti-logo logarithms. Atukwe Okai writes Ode to the Phantom From. And when he died, I wrote this disconfrontomfromism of your voice. Hello? Are you here? So somebody's work could inspire you, just like when we are working on our assignments, we refer to other people's work. Because we don't have it all. People have sat in these seats before us. They have read the cases we are reading before us. And so it simply says that Sankofa is not out of place. Are we here? These are sources of creative ideas. Whether you're writing, whether you are singing, whether you are doing beadwork, whatever you're doing, making your presentation go extra, look for something beautiful. You know this song by Sonny Badu? We are in your presence, let it ring. So I know the guy who recorded it, Kwame Yeboah. How many of you have heard Kwame Yeboah? He's one of Africa's biggest exports to the world. Maybe you should look for him. He's a multi-instrumentalist. So Kwame says, it was actually raining. He felt like, no, if you're going to do this with keys. So he actually picked a camera, a recorder, and goes to sit for a long while and just record. So that rain part was actually rain. That rain part was actually rain. Please, are you here? Let's open ourselves to very creative possibilities. Once left a teacup, half filled with water in the sink. Apparently the tap had not been closed fully. So deep in the night, very quiet. Woke up to use the washroom. You know where there's a long corridor you need to walk. On my way back, the way you can sometimes hear the clock tick. This was a drop. The sound was sweet, like a xylophone note. And so I trailed it all the way, picked a chair, turned on the light, and realized, Charlie, this is somebody dropping drops of water in that half-filled cup. After hours, you'd come and this cup would be full. I've not only loved the sound, I've learned a beautiful lesson by observing. My people, are you here? Sources of creative ideas. What drew me was the sound, but when I got there, the sight was so beautiful. To realize that something so insignificant was keeping the whole house on sound. And you realize that wherever you were in that very big house, about 4 or 5 bedroom house, you could hear that sound once you listened carefully. You need to be attentive. Otherwise, the emotion will leave you. Nature will leave you. Your imaginations will be gone. Even the anointing will go, and you'll be left with nothing. And you'll still be facing that paper, waiting for how to write your introduction. Please, you tell us your name and how you de-stress. Our special guest speakers. I should pass it here. Okay.
I'm professional. Yeah. Whenever I'm stressed out, I sleep. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm Shirley. I just eat sweets. I'm Benedicta. I listen to music. Okay, I love gospels, like the GIMPA gospels. Yeah.
Sorry for that. And so the last thing I talked about was other people's works inspiring us. History, a very good source to go to. So other people's work, that's when we spoke about music, we spoke about the movies, having a favorite line, picking on somebody's line, picking on somebody's work and all of that. Now history is a good place to pick inspiration from. History is a good place to pick inspiration from. We are all consumers of history. We all know things that happened. Oh, that was 70. So it's a good way to just Open up whatever creative thing. We have our notepads with us, do we? We're going to write, please, before we leave here. We're going to do something very beautiful. Yeah, it's fine. It's okay, we didn't take notes. I'm sure we have sharp brains here. We'll remember all these things. History is a very good way to bring yourself back when you have what we call the writer's block. Who has ever experienced the writer's block? The writer's block? The writer's block. The writer's block, someone is in the middle of writing something, they said, okay, no ideas, nothing flowing. I've hit a wall. I've hit a brick wall. Have we ever experienced it? Please, I can't see it. Have we ever experienced it? You ever experienced it? Okay, now I can hear you. What do you deal with? How do you deal with such things? These are some of the remedies you can have. 2, the writer's block. But we're dealing with all of these things in clearing bad energy or using creative energies, creative writing, music, all of these things as therapy. These are some of the things that we should be looking for. So you realize that scientifically proven, music is the only thing that stays into you, that gets into your subconscious without your permission. Who saw the sunlight advert way back? Sunlight. Okay. Sunlight in water. We didn't see it. Pure sunlight in water. It's all that you need. You did. You didn't see it. Oh, did you see Roy Kushito mix? Oh, Charlie. We didn't see that one. Then I won't even talk about that one, Papa. Sorry. Which advert can I remember? Oh, you didn't see Golden Bubra. Dura Plus, Puklumaja, Roland. Gino. Honey Kuchi, what's his name? Gavet. We saw those adverts. Yeah. People are here. So you realize that all these things help us to remember. We remember probably the entire movie because of the music at the end. Or remember the whole ad because of the song. When I mentioned the song, you remember the ad. I won't even talk about Dua Papa. Those days, they were pioneer nails. They were young. Okay. Who remembers Kufuor's campaign song? 2000. The year 2000. The year 2000. Let me do like this. Okay. Let me do like this. Okay. There used to be Aladdin on GTV on Saturdays. Who saw that? Yeah, there was Refresh. Refresh had just been made. Aztec Refresh. That one too is old. Ooh, Charlie, and the matter I had. Hey, I'm trying to find one. That one there, I love vitamin A there. That one there, I put it better than intimate. Nobody, Cheche, no, they didn't even see Plaza. By the fireside, no. Charlie, what can I find? Now, which address do we have? Please, someone drop their phone. It's yours. Okay. My people. And so, some of the ways we can, some of our sources of creative ideas. We've spoken about other people's works. We've spoken about history. What else have we spoken about? We've spoken about our emotions, memories, thoughts. Are you here? Now, can we put these things into 2 broad groups? Our sources of creative ideas. Let's look at things which are abstract. Abstract simply means we can't touch them. Please, are you with me? Abstract simply means we can't touch them. So those would be your emotions, those would be your thoughts, those would be history, those would be music, those would be ideas. You can't touch ideas. Can you? You can't touch ideas, you can only express them. So these are the abstracts or intangibles. And then there are tangible things that can be sources of creative ideas. What are some of the things we can deal with? tangible things. Some things in nature, could be your trees, it could be your water, what else? Could be the gobe, could be food. Thank you. It could be food. Are you here? These are things we can touch. So, your sources of creative ideas then will be two simple things. Your tangibles and intangibles or abstracts, then your tangibles. Now, can we then put them into one very big thing and say that your body is one big sensory organ? Are you here? Because you realize that these creative ideas would fall into either things you can touch, things you can taste, things you can hear, smell. Do you realize that? Feel. Are you here? You realize it? You realize that these things are going just round the things that we can interact with. Please, are you following? Do you realize it? You realize it? So it simply then tells me that my sources of creative ideas are simply the things that my senses interact with. Or better still, the sources of creative ideas are immediately this big sensory organ. Your whole being is one big sensory organ, and all the things that it interacts with. These are your sources of creative ideas. Are we okay? Is it okay to say that? Is it safe to say that? So that I never have a block of ideas. I never have a block of free-flowing emotion. I do not have a block of creative ideas. Are we okay? Now we're talking about all these things and role in well-being. Good. Somebody says they listen to music. What kind of music are you listening to? Is it improving the mood? Is it getting it worse? Or it's clearing it at all? Hello? Check what you're listening to while that emotion persists. Is it feeling the emotion? Is it clearing it? Is it fueling it? Check what you're reading. In that state, well, if you sleep, there are only two things involved. It's either you dreamt or you didn't dream. Everybody will tell you you didn't dream. That's okay. By the time you woke up, you're all right. Somebody says, well, they just flip the next day and they are okay. That in itself is something very creative. She's mastered the art of, there's a book called The Art of Not Giving a, thank you. No, today is Tuesday. Oh, sorry, we are not on Wednesday yet. Even the calendar says something. Please, I didn't say anything. Please. So when we are stressed out, you realize that it all borders down on things which are creative energy, stem out of creativity. And so these things come from nature. These things come from our emotions within us. Eventually, we realize these things are simply our big sensory organ ourselves and the things that our senses interact with. These are the things that are immediate therapy to us. Now, so when we are angry, why not? Put it out. When I am angry, why not sing it out? When I am angry, why not sew it out? When I am angry, why not kick it out? Something, cook it out. Let it be a mode of creative expression. And then it becomes healing for you. Because it's something you enjoy doing. Do you realize that when you hear that favorite song, you light up? Who lights up when they hear their favorite song? Or when their favorite show is on radio? I listen to a lot of Bruni radio, but I like a lot of Adom FM. I like a lot of Ofie Kwanso. Ofie Kwanso is very, very, tell them I mentioned them. I like the show. It's a 3-hour show packed with a lot of everything. Ofie Kwanso, with the mayor, Jerry Justice. And there's a part called Irrigated Sports. People, that's the best sports show in Africa. If you've not listened to Irrigated Sports, I'm not sure what's wrong. Please be here. And so, when we are stressed out, as students, definitely we need to get stressed out. We will get stressed out. But we do not need to burn out. How do we stop ourselves from burning out? By consuming creative energy. And we've identified, that's okay. Some of us need to leave for class. Please carry our creative energies with you. Those of us who stay will wrap up beautifully. Yeah. Okay. Please, are you all leaving for class? Those who are not leaving, can you join? That's all right. It's okay. Even if it's just my front row, that's all right. It happens all the time. You also have to go for class. That's okay. We're here. Yeah. And so, if you are ventured to do any creative practice, you're a beatist. You make beats, earrings and all of that. Now, you realize these of creative ideas we've mentioned will come to you as well. You might be watching a movie and then you see something someone has done, and sometimes I've been forced to pause that movie, rewind, and speak that line along with them. So many times that to stay. And then you realize that these are my sources as a creative. We realize that we either consume creative energy or put it out. And so we're telling ourselves of how to produce creative energy when we are stressed out. And that's one of the ways of dealing with the bad energy that we are experiencing. Any questions? Any feedback? Any questions? Any feedback? Question. 1, 2.
So I wrote somewhere how I choose to express my anger, you said. And said we can write. Am I writing the anger? What am I writing?
Okay. How exactly do you feel when you're angry? Giselle made a very important point. It depends on the kind of stress she's feeling. What triggered the anger? How does it make you feel? You become quiet. But when you're quiet, you get into moments of reflection. It affects the mind. What is running through your mind? Write it out. Please, are you here? Write it out. By the time you're done writing it out, you realize that you can breathe. Yeah. One day my car broke down in the middle of very serious business. I was so angry with God. Started, Charlie, are we all not puppets in the hands of the Creator and His school? If we are free, why are you urging me to do? I wrote a lot of things out. When I was done, it's like, I have another good piece. That's good. But I had really said all the things I wanted to say. I didn't tell him anything, but I wrote anything down. Yeah. Please, are you here? Yeah. So when you're angry, how does it make you feel? When you're happy, how does it make you feel? Well, she says, over the skies. I like that expression. Yeah. You see the excitement, you glow. When a woman is excited, you see the glow in her eyes. If you pay good attention, the glow. How does that glow make you feel? Write it. I was telling Giselle about my daughter, Adipa. Yeah. She has a particular way of calling me. Everybody calls me Papa. But she has a unique way. Papa. When she was younger, when I show up at home, hey, Papa, yes, Papa. She'll go and lie to everybody, yes, Papa. And then she'll run. And then just a little bit, when she's close to me, she'll just jump because she knows I'm going to go on my knee and I'll catch her. That experience has stayed with me. She doesn't do that anymore, but she'll still run and hug me. But that experience has stayed with me for a long time. Anytime I'm stressed about anything or she does anything that really gets to me, I look down and I see that beautiful young woman run up to me and just cast everything on Papa. That is how I choose to deal with when she's been a stubborn child. Are you here? So when I'm angry and I want to shout, and I come and let me pray for you, I'll lay hand on that little girl. That is how I've chosen to deal with it. Do you get my point? So I take a deliberate step back. So how does that moment make you feel? Do you feel like giving up the course? Write it down. You'll be surprised how you go back to it and it will keep you going actually. Please, that emotion, that thought of suicide, write it down. That is the way to deal with it. That's the way to defeat it. Are you here? Create it into something beautiful. How your dark thoughts feel like. Write them down. The man who wrote, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Charlie, where in this world is called valley of the shadow of death? Are you here? But when you hear valley of the shadow of death, you can imagine. You can imagine your own valley of the death, no? You can imagine how the valley of the shadow of death would look like. Here, which simply means that we might all be angry, but we express them differently, and they make us feel different things altogether. So the fact that we are all angry does not necessarily mean we are all the same kind of angry. Please, are you here with me? Yes. And I'm angry today, I feel like this. Tomorrow I might be angry about the same issue, but does not necessarily mean I feel the same way I felt yesterday. Take note. So please, it's one of the best ways to write. Just as you would want to scream and tokulumaja and say all the things in capital guy and all, please write them down. They say unprintable language, write it down. When you're done, come back, look at it. Does it make me feel proud of myself? Does it make me feel good? Do I want to apologize for this? Yes or no? Who said yeah? Let's keep going. Yeah. Are you here? Because look, I told them freedom of speech is guaranteed, but freedom of speech is not a right. Are you here? You say something you're not supposed to say. Before you realize I just ruined how many years of, maybe 30 years of that business opportunity I've been waiting for all this while. Because I couldn't contain it. So leaving the scene is not enough. Let it out. Sometimes you might not have anybody to talk to. They might not give you the kind of listening ear that you need. Put it down. Are you here? The things, nation. Write it down. Put it into a song if that's what is yours. Make beautiful bracelets or earrings out of them if that's yours. And wear. Anytime you pick up that one, you remember, I made this one on this day when that. Again. I wrote a poem the day I named my last son. And the last line says, "O earth and sky have this respect that few can understand." It was rainy season, and I did on a Saturday. But it stopped. Then the sun was out throughout that weekend. Monday, when everybody left, come and see the skies. And I have this principle. It not beat me. The rain does not necessarily inflict earth. When the rains come down, it's for a purpose to serve all of us. So the last line was, earth and sky have this respect. AKA, they've had a certain conversation that few can understand. Because if anybody else had tried it, it would rain. But when I would dare to do it, he knows he has to hold a place for me to finish what I need to do. When all my guests have left, that one, if the rain beats you on the way, it's not my fault. But while you are in my space, so that's how I chose to couch that last line. To think that the sun stood on for almost 2-3 days. So I could finish everything I wanted to do. That is how it made me feel. I felt so special. And I played on earth and sky because that's the sky. And I'm an assassin. Assassin literally translates as earth. Have this respect that few can understand. Please, are you here? Something makes you want to cry. Charlie, it's aching. You realize that when people very close to you hurt, you feel a physical strain here. Charlie, write it out. Try it. Now that we've spoken about it, try it. Write it out. When you get sad, sometimes you want to sing. Don't sing a known song. Try out how you feel and sing it out. You never know what it becomes. Some of the best hits in the world, music, artists always put a part of themselves in their work. They will never tell you, a pastor is preaching, oh, somebody came to me and making Please, are you here? Some people write that special anniversary. How does that make you feel? Are you here? In memoriam, how does that make you feel? I give you a beautiful example of when you're writing a tribute, you're writing it out of that sadness. Do you get it? That thing of being sad, you really appreciate the person, you miss them, you love them, all of that. That is what fuels the writing. So it's not when you're happy and you are jumping all over. You can't write a tribute in that state unless you're me. Do you get my point? Yes. When you're writing something for your child's birthday, you're writing a prayer of blessing for their little birthday card. You're not writing it out of sadness. Do we have notepads? Can we try a simple experiment? Very simple experiment. It could be your phone, please. It could be your phone. Let's try a very simple experiment. Very simple experiment. Very, 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 very simple experiment. It's a natural place, it's not physical. I want to take all of you there. Who wants to come with me? Okay, so you drop your phones for now. Open your blank sheet. Okay, so it's a white room. It's a white room. Yeah, we've run different test cases in that white room. It's a very nice place. Yeah, some people come out screaming, different kinds of reactions. Please, it's very safe. There's nothing there. Will you relax? So this is what we're going to do. We're going into the white room. When I tell you, so you close your eyes and get there. When I tell you to come back, I'll describe the place. When I ask you to come back, you come back. And then you write what I ask you to write. Is that okay? Okay. Simple breathing exercise. Can we go? Phones down. Okay. Ready? Oh, not yet. Breathe in. Hold it. Out. Please relax. Breathe in. Let's go. Out. Eyes closed. Out. Eyes closed. Now we are going into a white room. Everything is white. The wall is white. The ceiling is white. Floor white. You are there with yourself. You have 30 seconds to write to save your life. If you fail to write, you do not come out of that room. Eyes open. Who was in the white room? Yeah, I saw you. You're there. Were you there? You're there. Yeah. Okay. Did you see the white floor? You saw the white ceiling, you saw the walls, the white everything. What was the first thing that came to you? Write it down. Could be a word, could be a sentence, could be a line. Whatever came to your mind, write it down. Oh, you all were there. What do you mean who? Oh dear. That's what I saw. You didn't see me. Ah. I'm surprised you not. What are you looking at behind you? Are we done? Are we done? We're done. Okay. We'll start from the back.
The first word that came to me, plainness and void. And void.
My mom.
The first, it was a sentence. And I have a vision.
A horror movie.
Friendship and work. Friendship and work.
My children.
Mother.
I saw a candy shop. It was like a candy, like Neverland, you know, like
I saw paradise. Yes.
The first word that came to mind, gratitude.
Have you seen my white room? Okay, now we're going to go to the white room again. Now we're going to pay attention to how the place looks like. Not what you saw, no, how the place looks like. If you hear any sound, whatever it is, come back. Let's talk about it again. So whatever you wrote, this one is going to be It's going to be a continuation. Ready? Drop your phone, so relax. Don't think about anything, Charlie. Forget about it, go bed. No, don't close your eyes yet. Oh, relax. I'll tell you when to close your eyes. Charlie. Okay, you go reach there and I did it. Relax. Okay, so we're going to breathe. Ready? Breathe in. Out. Eyes closed. White room, white floor, white walls. You're wearing white roof. White. Pay attention to the detail. Something written on the wall to your left. Eyes open. Okay, let's go. Hey, students, I want to ask you. Is it a mutual quiz? Where? You'll be surprised at what I know. Oh, it's sad. Everybody else is gone, Charlie. Don't worry. We get to experience the best part. Okay, who goes first? On the wall to your left, and how the room looked like.
No, it wasn't a candy shop. It was a clean room, like real estate. When you enter a contemporary room, the way everything is clean, well detailed, and put together. And then when you said, "What do you see on the wall?" instantly I did not see anything, but there was a feel or something, and it was evolve. Yes.
Okay.
I hear.
Yeah. Okay, so in the white room, I saw a smoke. Yes, and on my left-hand side, I saw hope. HOPE.
Evolve, hope.
I was looking at one of my favorite poems that I wrote. It was because I was reflecting on gratitude. And I haven't written in a long time, but from what you've been saying, for the first time, I wanted to sort of rewrite it again.
So, on the left side of the wall, right? Well, yeah, they are true. God is good. And then I saw, I think some visitors were there, so everybody was happy. Yeah. No, nah, they didn't come along.
I think they were in the adjoining room.
It was just bare and empty.
It looked like the afterlife, and on the wall looked like welcome.
Well, the room was very, very white. As in, the whiteness was very bright. It was spotless, like a child has never been to that room. And yeah, it looked very nice. And when you asked us to look at the left, I saw a writing, and it has to come. Yes.
Actually, I didn't see anything on the wall, but then I felt the presence of my mom. I felt the presence there. Yeah.
It's deliberate. So the reason why I have you stay very short is I have people stay in that room for a while. The kind of thing you work like. Okay. But I mean, very deep stuff. Sometimes you don't,
Okay, so for me, I didn't see anything on the wall. I had a feeling of solitude and like a feel of peace and hope.
set the room with a different state of mind. So typically, before I take anybody there, we come. To make sure your mind is not there. And it's just a harmony for you, just that. And then different approach. We realize that we are coming out with different things. Some of them seem to be tired. So your state of mind. You already went into the room with a coach, or the roof for
I was empowered. For the first time, I felt confident to
so, what about the it's right where we breathe in and out just to take our minds off everything for a while. No matter, I know you do a very second, very 30 second when you know it. Stay there for 40 seconds. It's healing. It's therapeutic. Sorry, it's no, there's no, your wife is your own wife is in your head. I don't have the keys to the wife. No. Are you here? Yeah. So just as we have in wife, we could have been in a place full of sunflowers and a little river running. Oh, what about? So just as we had the white room, we could have been in a place filled with flowers and have water running through. And I dare you, you would hear the sound of the water. Hello? So please, be deliberate about it. Because I am angry, I choose not to react. I choose to write it out. And you'll be surprised the healing, the relief it brings. She's just coming from the white room, Yokohama. The relief it brings to you. So, poetry, music, these art forms are inspired by spaces like this. They are inspired by emotions like this. They are inspired by thoughts like this. So you realize that all of you went into that room with something on your mind. There was something you were thinking about before you went there. Hello? Yeah. It simply tells me that her children are constantly on her mind. That's a mother's approach. She went in there, she didn't leave them behind. And the thought of Charlie not coming back from that room, no, immediately, no. Titanic moment with the children. Are you here? So constantly there's something on the mind, on the subconscious. How do we get rid of bad energy? Poetry, I've found it to be very powerful. Poetry is healing. Music is healing. So what are you listening to? What are you looking for? What are you looking at on that wall? Someone was seeing fear, someone was seeing welcome, somebody was seeing different things. Are you here? Those things are a true reflection of that emotion that you probably need to let or hold on to. So please, to go the extra edge of your colleagues, tap into the power of the mind. So don't just go for a walk. While I go for the walk, the breeze is whistling something. Simple one. Maybe I should end with this. When you walk, we assume when you walk, you see the sky. How many times do you deliberately stop? Look up into the sky and look at the clouds. How many times? We hardly. So, one of my cars, I have them take the roof off, draw the globe, especially see the blue. When I'm tired, I just look into the blue, and I'm gone. I was like, guys, I need a sky. I need it right here. I need the sky right here in the roof of my car. Are you here? So what are you watching? What are you listening to? Is it fueling that negative emotion, or is it helping you to calm down? One of my favorite lines of poetry ever written. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Babangida together again. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty in the green fall. All the king's horses And all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty again. It's a nursery rhyme, very simple, but me, Charlie, what it does, it's very calming. Are you here? So please, you need all of these things to grow up to be fantastic lawyers. So these are just a few tips. You might not find them in any book, but this is stemming out from years of practice. There are some things that I do that literally work in every space. Whether I want to write poetry or I want to create music or I want to do something else. Try painting. It helps. She mentioned classical music. So I got that classical treatment from my god uncle. Sunday morning, there's this radio station that just plays classicals. And he has a whole stash of discs. So we sit down from around 10 a.m. till whenever he's satisfied. He has had his fit. Station in London, 100.1 classic. They play classical music throughout the night. The only time they stop is to give you traffic updates. Classical music throughout. So what do? Tired day, long day, radio on, sleep. So don't just sleep in that atmosphere. Hello? Are you here? You see the way when they are creating all these African movies, Hollywood is trying to create African movies and they want them to sound African. So he was sitting right here. Yeah. So sleep right in that atmosphere. It works. It's true. So what is the last thought on your mind before you went to sleep? So in the white room is like a state of sleep. What was on your mind before you went there? What influence what you see? If you go there with a clean spirit, what you see is your benefit. You have a vision. It must come to pass. 3 more spaces in there, and the things you see. I'm just a poet, I'm not anybody. My people, are you here with me? So I just came to share with you the beauty in creativity. Resilience through creativity. So when you're dealing with a hard moment, I'm saying these things from practical experience. I've had to deal with depression. I felt I was almost depressed, but they said once you realize you're almost depressed, it simply means you've actually been depressed. And God played my poetry back. Are you here? So when you want to pray, you go and open Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd. By the time you're finished with Psalm 23, how do you feel? You feel like doing this. You're very calm. Please, it's poetry. Do you realize it? When you want to pray, you're talking to God. Oh God, please, Pastor Rabbi Jesus, help me. When I learn, let me understand. And my GPA. Hello. What are you doing? You're expending creative energy, putting things together. Well, some people can pray with very nice prayers. Are you there? Yeah. That is your creative powers at work. Fueled by what? Maybe the fear of the examination. Or someone is sick, you're desperately praying for them. That fear, that emotion, that place of a mother, you need them to get well. You are praying out of that emotion, that moment. Are you here? Pay attention to these moments. These are all creative energy we are to give out. So next time you're sad, please put something down. Next time you're happy, next time you're grateful for something, please write it down. Next time something threatens to scare you or you're almost afraid of something, please write it down. Next time you're tempted to throw yourself in the face of a car, calm down. Before you do it, please write it down. By the time you're done, the car, it might be waiting for you. You never know. It will save your life. Creativity does save your life. But creators sometimes get easily off the cliff. Don't worry, be happy. And then the next moment, somebody is up and this. Are you here? We know of creatives who easily lose it to drugs, to other things, because they are sometimes the loneliest people. They put themselves in their work. Some musicians put their lines in their work. There was this lady, I've forgotten her name. Thank you. Yeah. And people are here. Yeah. Pouring all that emotion into their music. They were actually trying to tell somebody, people, I need help. So check what you're listening to, Charlie. Check what you are dancing to. Somebody might be projecting something onto you, my people. That is the power we have as creative people, as creative beings. Look at the politicians. Look at what they do. So I'm here to have a rally in Jamestown. I can't just come and mount the podium and start. So he gets to Jamestown and thinks of some nice track beat that has some asop in it. Abolo, no tribe. While Abolo, hey, Charlie, before you know, Charlie, all the guys will come out. You know all the dance too comes from around that area. Almost all the dance moves come. There's a place called Amonsan Lami. I'm waiting for them to take me there one day. Amonsan means Amonsan Gym. So some lecturers from the University of Ghana will actually go to Amonsan at night. Just go and chalk it and watch all the dance moves at the boys. That's how sometimes some of these dances actually come out. Oh, it's true. You can ask any dancer who knows it. Yeah. So he begins to play Abolo. Immediately to draw people out of their houses. Before you know it, somebody is bobbing their head. Somebody is done. The next thing, I go, you hear Amen. Then you start. Hello? The music has already charged you. And then you shell that one. And then you hear all the partisan music. What is it supposed to do? What does the music do? It puts you in a certain kind of mood. Sometimes you hear some music or you see a picture. You watch a movie scene and you feel like there's no sin in the world. Who has ever felt that? That kind of peace. Some people just show landscapes and they play music over it. Or calming music, ambient music. Ambient music. Lord of the Rings has some beautiful ambient music playing in there. It puts you in a certain state. So let's pay attention to our creative input, what we are taking in. And more importantly, what we also put out. We can bless the world with so much goodness out of all the sources I have mentioned. History, other people's works, our emotions, imaginations. Are we here? And then you think of your body as one big sensory organ and all the things that it interacts with. These things will either be tangible or intangible or abstract. Intangibles would be emotions, ideas, concepts, faith, things like that. Then your tangibles could be your food, things in nature, things you can touch, people, objects, these things. Please keep these things in mind. When you need creative ideas, tap into these things. Worst case, go into the white room. Go into the white room. By the time you come back, you'd realize that you would have experienced a lot of healing. I hope we have this session again where we get to do some practical writing. I hope it has been helpful, has it? I hope so. I just hope so. Yeah. So thank you for having me. Thank you for making this beautiful. I've also taken a lot of creative energy from all of you. Yeah. Every time before I face an audience, I'm very nervous. It happens to me all the time. Even if I don't feel it, I induce it. That way I don't take my audience for granted. I didn't know how this conversation was going to go. I wasn't referring to notes. But all of you made it very beautiful with your various contributions. You didn't go into the white room with us. She passed by. Okay, yeah. Okay. So, in the absence of questions, feedback, anything, I'll give the microphone back to its owner. Last one from you. I like the gym part. When I go to the gym, I like weights.
You said something about writer's block. I didn't hear anything.
So the writer's block is when you are in the middle of creating. It could be music, writing, designing, and you feel like, I'm trying to figure something, I just can't place a finger on it. That is a writer's block. Or I'm out of ideas. That is a writer's block. How do we break the writer's block? Get out, take a walk. See, the fact that you don't even have anything to write about at that moment is in itself something to write about. That's how I learned to break the whole writer's block. I don't have writer's blocks anymore. I decide to write or not. The fact that I don't have anything to write about is in itself something to write about. Do you get my point? So the point of the white room is, while I'm in the white room, I can write about kinky. Why? Because my senses have interacted with it. You realize we spoke about that. So it's just your big sensory organ and all the things that it has interacted with. Do you get my point? I can talk about trotro music from 37 station to Osu. I'm not there, but my ear has heard trotro music. I've seen how the car looks like. I've smelled how the vibe in the car is. Please, are we here? Yes. So anytime you're tempted to have a writer's block, calm down. What have I smelled before? What have I heard? What have I tasted? What have I felt on my skin? What have I read anywhere? What music have I heard? What idea is bobbing? What is my imagination saying right now? Immediately you realize you don't need to go anywhere to be inspired. Right there. You have everything you need in here. No? Who has seen a picture of the Eiffel Tower? The Eiffel in France? Good. So it simply means we don't need to go to France to have seen the Eiffel Tower. Hello? Yeah. Who has seen a can of Coca-Cola? Who can imagine how a chilled Coke tastes like? Right now. Yeah. Hey, that's sin, that sin is tasty. People, you see, immediately you felt it. You could literally taste it. Why? Because so it's been fed into your mind, that big sensory organ that you are. So once you have a writer's, calm down immediately. And how do we calm down? Taking in positive, creative energy and then giving out, sing. Are we all right? Pleasure.
What happens when you have an overflow of scent? Yes.
So many things at once. So many things at once. Okay. You are talking about stepping down energy. See, creativity is energy. Just like the emotion is energy. After you've listened to the music for a while, fizz this out. It's just like having dirty water in a cup. Place it under a tap. Pour water, constantly run. You realize that a time will come where you can't see any dirty water. It's just clean water. Right? Good. So, I'm thinking of too many things at a time. I just want to declutter my thoughts. Can I take them one after the other? One after the other. Maybe I'm thinking of rebranding this chair. Then I'm getting fantastic ideas. Okay, maybe I should put a star here. I'm like, okay, so calm down. Can I talk about the seating? What ideas come to me about the seating? What idea comes to me about the backrest? What ideas come to me about the armrest? Are you here? When you declutter your thoughts that way, it helps you. Very segmented. You take your time to think through the ideas. It helps you. Get a paper. Inflict it. The brainstorm session. Everything that comes to your mind. Right. I have some pieces that took me about 12 years to finish. There's some pieces I started 2000 and something. They are still not done. They probably will stay as they are. When I need something else, go grab it and put it in another. Not all your ideas will be relevant at that point. So take your time, put them down. You never know. In conversation, I'm about to use a certain expression. I'm like, Charlie, this expression is too good to be wasted in casual conversation. Its right time will come. Or you read, I come across an expression. Charlie. Yeah. Or I pick an expression, I'm like, Charlie, this one is good. I gauge. When I'm with the professors, some brophobia, I'm kind of Montibida. When they open it, I don't see. When they open edition, I don't see it. So now I can't be. I'm like, Prof, don't open edition. When you're done, come and consult me. And they will laugh, yes. They won't. Where will you hear the whole bagady of the jogede? it's English, they won't understand. Yeah, I'm like, yo, prof, you don't get it, but by the time you're done explaining, everybody gets it. So please declutter your thoughts. Write. That's what we're talking about. Putting out that creative energy, that rush of ideas, the surge of ideas. You see, an equipment crashes because there's a power surge. It's not able to control it. That's why you have a fuse. When you have these blocks, the 3 pins, there's something in there called a fuse. When the current is too much, it breaks. Just to protect. Are you here? Yeah. So that's like the fuse. Write it out. Write it all out. And then take your time. Sort it out. You realize the amount you have to throw away. It's like the candy you gather. How much can you eat? Please, any other? So, Charlie, how do you distress? Have you found interesting ways of distressing? Try thinking underwater. Try cooking. Try Gary soaking. Sorry. Yeah. Try all these things. They are very, very beautiful things to do. Soak your feet in water. Listen to some music. Grab a piece of paper. You never know what might come to mind, my people. Are you here? Remember that line from that movie. It might give you another idea. Something. Do you need to write a speech? Do you have a class assignment you need to start? Think of that beautiful line from that song. Think of your experience in the white room. Think of all the things that make you angry. I actually saw a video of this guy in water, in a river in Ghana. Ubu bread now not their bones, so you know. Yeah, my prof sent it to me. I was like, yeah, this guy. Yeah, on a more serious note, it reminded me of cocoa powder. We had cocoa powder, not Milo, cocoa powder. Chatty like that. Want to put the bread in it. See, I saw the water, but at that moment I didn't think of galamsey. All I thought about was cocoa powder. How I missed that. Cocoa powder and tea bread. Yeah. People are here. So, look, please, don't keep too much in there. Let your creativity flow. Your imagination is boundless. You don't pay anybody to use all that space. A gig. How many terabytes? Let it be out there. Yeah. And those who sleep when they want to de-stress, when you wake up, how do you feel? Very honest conversation. Sometimes restless, sometimes restless. Because even in your sleep, you are angry. You take it into your dreams. It happens. That is why before we enter that space, that breathing exercise, we had time we would hum. By the time you get, you realize you're not thinking of anything. And you'll be surprised by the things you come out with. Are you here? So you take that anger to sleep. Wrong. Heartburns and what? I beg. You have horror dreams. Actually, there are some dreams people have. It's like when you're overfull, like overeating and you dream. Obviously, like, did any or not die? Those kind of things. Are you here with me? So when you are stressed, it's better to, or sometimes someone is down, so they want to listen to music and through that they sleep. That's what I'm saying. Check what you're consuming. Is that music improving your mood? Is it clearing it? Is it worsening the mood? Someone has died, and then you go and play. Charlie, what are you doing? People. She's never even heard it before. Have you? Oh. It's sad. Someone is dead. When peace like a river, and everybody is sad. You know what I mean? Charlie. Oh, whoa. A honor. It's like you're not sad. A little kid starts. Then he should say, if he say, people, hello. Look, you might not realize it, but look at the joy that song has brought into this room. Simple thing, very simple things. It's surprising. Are the things that we need to be consuming, very healthy stuff. So one of the things that keeps Ghanaians' ability to laugh at ourselves. People think we sometimes are overly comic, but on Thursdays, I know some top businesses, top serious guys who, like, when you meet them straight face, you book 6 appointments to meet up and in Charlie. Yeah, have a 10 minutes, 5 minutes, $10 for 5. No, 3. You know some people, you get into the office, 3 timer. Yeah, this kind of guys who put something on his status or he will send you a certain video. It's like, Charlie, it's made my hour, like, it's made my day. You might think the person won't watch. You realize blue ticks. The person will send you feedback just because it's Thursday or just because it's Friday. What are you consuming? Please don't be so uptight. Relax. You might be dealing with a lot of things. You might not feel like talking to anybody. So check what you're listening to. Check what you write out. It just might help you deal with a lot of things. Check the diary you're keeping. Charlie, pull things out. Things, if you told a human being, they would be offended. The paper will willingly take it. The paper becomes like earth. We dump everything in there. Yet earth gives us productivity. Paper now becomes like mother. We dump all our emotions. Mother soaks them and gives us love. Are you here? Are you here? So please, you are here. I beg you, my people. So let us pick these few tips. He'll make our presentations slightly different. We make them beautiful. I'll be a lawyer later in my life. I say the law is a pet of the truth. I'll be a lawyer later in my life. I'm imagining opening a case with some beautiful, You have a very nice way of telling the judge your peace of mind. So no one can be. Are you free now? Call baby. Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes people need to hear the hard thing I need to tell them. I need to put it in a very colorful way. By the time they've heard it, by the time I'm gone, they are still thinking, I'm not sitting. By the time they realize I've insulted, probably even been paid. I had a very interesting example. There was President Mahama. If he was here, I could still say it. Very safe space. He was launching Youth Enterprise, something, YEP, National Youth Enterprise. Thank you. At the banquet hall of the State House. Remember back what? See, at the banquet hall of the State House. And I stood in front of it. Before he came to speak, I was supposed to perform before he came to speak. I was like, hey, on my name, why you do? Bottom credit, just said don't. Look, people. And then His Excellency comes up. You know the first thing he does? He starts to laugh. And he was like, Nanas Asimedase. That was the first thing he said before he said anything else. People are here. It was because of how I couched it. So I left that room without any. If somebody else had gone to pass that comment, Charlie, some people be that, you there, relax. It'll be fine. It'll be very fine. You see what I mean? Yeah. So it's not what you say also, it's how you say it. It makes the difference, it makes the impact. So if I want to tell you something, I want to tell you something that will enter into your soul. So someone says, you're flattering me. I'm like, what business do I have flattering you? So imagine the way I'm being nice. If I chose to be mean, imagine the way you would feel it. So please allow me to be nice. Are you here with me? So, you are angry. You have the option of freedom of speech. Bearing in mind that freedom of speech, that is why our elders invoked Sebi. Sebi Mpendiasa. Me, I acted Sebi Mpendiasa. And I tell you, I'll offend you only up to 4. So even if I've not offended up to 4 times, my neck, I'll go free. At that rate, I'm talking to a paramount chief. Please, are you here? So it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So you realize when you keep this positive outlook on knowing that I can dump the negative energy, whatever you say to me doesn't really. Are you here? Some of my lecturers who happen to eventually fall in love with me, were some of those who come to class and they say, that foolish boy. It's like, Ellie, this woman should fall in love with me. Okay. Dr. Augustine Ajega, University of Ghana, till now, Department of English. When she sees me, that my mother cannot sit down. How did I retaliate? Literature. Oh God, I was sent to her to do literature in English. So I took my time, scored her material. She asked questions. And all the feedback I'm giving the woman to, you say, Charlie, no, the foolish boy gets it. Yeah, oh, Charlie, it was working. So I said, no, Charlie, you be like the foolish boy, what he did. You know, and I laugh about it. Are you here? I was telling the earlier group of learning and playing music, because I knew that the environment looked, the things I was seeing, the taps are not flowing, play music, stand in the chair, Charlie, the thing is going. By the time I'm done playing, Monsieur David, my two booking him. It worked for me. So please check what you're consuming, and then check what you put out there. I could keep going, but Patrol, the microphone belongs to somebody. I have to give it back. Thank you. Please, how much did we pay to sign up for this class? You know?
About $100,000. We can't pay. But in all honesty, this was really enlightening. I'm standing here. When I say gratitude, I am honored that you had this workshop. I think we've all learned a lot. Like I said, I used to sort of write my thoughts down when I'm happy or sad. And I did that, 2005, 2006, and stopped. And I heard somebody say when they're angry, they shout. I do that a lot now. I'm sure if I was writing it down, I'll be more calmer. I'm able to sort of leave my negativity out. I would say I'm calm sometimes, but maybe because I have the support system and I have some boards and people I can talk to, it's easier to navigate around challenges. But today's workshop has sort of empowered me to look at things differently and then to think through maybe what I say, how I handle things. We are mothers, we are wives, we are workers, we are friends, we're partners. For me, personally, I would say to write again, with no plan, just writing my thoughts down. Maybe it would encourage me more to sort of let things go and then look forward to the next challenge that's coming, however it may be. But Nana Asase, I can't thank you enough for coming on board as a partner, to be part of the evolution of dreams. This is what GIMPA is looking for. This is what GIMPA is celebrating. And I'm sure everybody would agree with us. We're hoping to do another poetry session. I would say give me a minute to think it through. I have to incorporate it separately. But the way they are saying fast, no, I have to sort of make a decision quickly. But we're looking forward to having you again. And for today, all we can say is thank you. Thank you again for having this workshop. And we look forward to the next one. Thank you all so much for coming.
Okay, my people. So in wrapping up, please, if your boss and your people misbehave, they mismanage themselves, fire. At all costs, fire. But save some so that, save the residue so that, you understand. Save the capital down part and write it down. Yeah. So it's not what you say, it's how. How. Let's always bear it in mind. It's how. How. You can do it. 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 All right, people, it's been great visiting you today. And I had the privilege of doing this. I'm sad your colleagues left to stand before great minds of this generation, knowing that very soon have all these lawyers and judges come up. And you thought it fit to have me, a poet there, Charlie, also, to come and stand before you and share some of these experiences. It just simply means we came to celebrate our humanness. Please don't stop dreaming. It simply means you must sleep a lot. That's the last thing I wanted to say to those who want to distress when they sleep. Don't just sleep. When you sleep, dream. To be able to dream means you should be sleeping. And then when you sleep and you dream, wake up, lend feet to your dreams. That's the most important part. Simply means get about the doing bit. Giselle told us, I don't have time to sulk, I don't have time to, yeah. David, when he had cried small, he said, Lord, should I arise and pursue? He said, yeah, arise, pursue, overtake. So crying man just gets up. He crying, he running, pursue, overtake. Are you here with me? So please, dream. Charlie, dream. I'm standing here because of a dream. My father passed through GIMPA many years ago. He was trying to get me to be a public something administrator, something. Me. Dream. Dream, and I'm here today. Dream. Please, dream. At all costs, dream. At all costs, dream. This law school is somebody's dream. We're sitting in somebody's dream. Please make sure yours is big enough to accommodate other people. Yeah. And anytime you have the platform to share it, make sure it's not what you say. When you're angry, it's not what you say, it's how. When it must be said and they need to hear it, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Let us always remember this, and it will be a good principle for us. So I hope to meet all of you again. It's been my honor standing before amazing people like you. Yeah, thank you. Oh, you were with us. We thought you were against us. Oh. Sorry. There was a group that was sitting here. They were against us. Charlie, have you seen how